हरि ओम यो नित्यमच्युतपदां भजेयुग्मरुक्मा व्यामोहतस्ततितराणि त्रीणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धौ रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये कौडिन्यवं समर्वाणिति पूर्णचन्द्रं श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशपदां भुजभृङ्गराजं रङ्गार्यदेशिकपदाप्तदेशिकत्वं श्रीरामकृष्णगुरुवर्यमहं प्रपद्ये लोकाचार्याय गुरवे कृष्णपादस्य सूनवे संसारभोगिसन्द्रष्ट जीवजीवातवे नमः।
श्रीमती यतीन्द्रवरयोगी पदाब्जभृंगम श्रीवाणशैल मुनिवरिदैक पात्रं विज्ञान वेद शिखरोद्भव तत्त्वबोध्यं रामानुजं कलिजितं मुनिमाश्रयामः। श्रीमच्छटार्यत्राज कृपावलंबं सौम्योपयन्तु गगनादि मुनीन्द्र भक्तं वेदान्तिक विशदीकरण प्रवीणं रामानुजं यतिवरं गुरुमाश्रयामः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः।
अस्मत् सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमते रामानुजाय नमः। अस्तु। अर्थपंचक ग्रंथः was written after Tattvatrayam. In Tattvatrayam we had studied who am I? Who do I want? Whose am I then? And what am I doing essentially in this world, in the material world? Panchabhautika Sharira, Panchabhautika Leela. And Artha Panchaka is an extension of that. Let us understand it that way. Panchaka Artha, Arthani Panchakani Santi. 5 Artha. Artha means something that you require. Wealth. What is your wealth? Wealth changes with perspective of an individual. And I'll give you a classic example of that. When I was in school, we had gone for a trek or a hike. We would call it a hike. While coming back, because the school is in a hilly area and it's very hot, we would require a lot of water. And we had a big class as well, and somebody would have had to carry it. So we would need to carry our own water as we travel. As we are coming back, we ran out of water, and it was hot. While we were there, people had this Kit Kat. We used to get these 2-stick, 4-stick Kit Kat chocolates. And a lot of people had them. Some of them ate them at that time. Some of them had kept them. So I generally didn't tend to eat a lot of chocolates per se. So I kept 2 or 3 bars of Kit Kat with me. While coming back, there was no water. So there was only buttermilk. And some people had kept buttermilk in their bottles and kept it with them. So I traded my Kit Kat for buttermilk. Earlier, I would have traded my buttermilk for the Kit Kat. The same object, the value of it changes with the perspective, with the situation. So for some, based on their ability to understand society, gold may be very valuable. In some other situation, oil may be very valuable. Water may be valuable. Prakriti, the atmosphere may be very valuable. And we are going away from that, isn't it? From material wealth to health. And yesterday was Dhanvantari Divasa, Dhanteras as well. Bhagavan Dhanvantari Avatar. There we understand the highest of wealth is the wealth of the body. That's why the Devata of Ayurveda is Dhanvantari. So just earlier you have a situation where you want physical wealth, where you go out and buy gold. With a greater clarity of mind, you recognize and you realize that the mind and the body, and in a good state of mind and body, is a greater state of wealth. If your mind is not well, it will impact your body and vice versa. And how much ever wealth you may have is not going to make you happier. And so Artha Panchaka is giving Lokacharya Swamiji with his apara asima karuna. He brought together the highest form of transcendental wealth. And the greatest wealth for a Sanatana Dharma Valambi is our Shastram, Vedam, Veda Vedanta Paraka, Vedam, Rigyaju Sam Atharva. And this is what we refer to as the primary Moola Pramanam or Shabda Pramanam, the main Pramanam. We understand what Pramana is. Evidence. If we were to experience something and it does not coincide with the Shastra, with the Vedam, then we would assume that that experience is not conducive to our path and therefore we must avoid it. We must not accept that to be true unless if it is coinciding. If there is a contradiction, then the Shabda is the Pramana. So Shastram, meaning the source of knowledge, can be of various types. So when we talk about things here, Yavat jivet sukham jivet rinam kritvaghritam pibet bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punar agamana kritaha, the classic Charvaka Siddhanta. They also have something which over which some sashan falls, something which holds their system together, which guides them, the light. That is also Shastram for them. Sashanat iti Shastram. जो शासन करता है उसको शास्त्र कहा जाता है, और उच्चतम कोटि के शास्त्र जो होते हैं उसको वेद कहा जाता है. परंतु हर क्षेत्र में हर क्षण हमें शास्त्र का अनुभूति होती है. जैसे द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ भारतवर्ष अथवा द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन विच यू अबाइड बाय इन द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका. The system, the situation at your house, you have a certain situation, you have a certain system, whether written or unwritten, where you keep your shoes, where you keep your socks, where you keep your clothes, where you sit, where you do not sit. You do not go and sit atop a TV because it will break. Nobody needs to write it. Even in the guidebook of how to use a TV, they will not write that don't sit atop a TV, you see, because that is not necessary. Did you find any? There are a lot of Tamil verses, Artha Panchaka in Tamil. You can read Tamil, then you can download that.
Send me the links if you have it. I'm just going to, and we will at least try to.
So at the moment you don't need anything. Don't worry.
Yeah, at the moment I'm not.
Next, for someone else is wanting to join.
Me, I just put it on my system.
Do you want, both of you want to join?
Yeah.
Letter in. So I can keep my laptop myself.
Oh, okay. Astu. The only thing with this 3TV is that I think after 40-45 minutes, I'll send you another link. Okay? Oh, the call will end soon. The call ends in 60 minutes. Okay, chill. 60 minutes is good time. I'll just send another link after that. Anyway, where was I? Now, don't worry about the text right now. It is not necessary. I will send you the text after this session. If I can find something useful. You can read Devanagari. So that's enough. I can try and find. Otherwise, can you read Tamil also? I can't hear either of you. One of you must keep it on. Just one of you keep it on.
Yeah. One. Which is off.
Yeah, one of you off. Otherwise, it will interfere.
It'll interfere.
Okay. Uttam. Yes, as I was saying. So don't worry about the text. I'll give it to you. I'll try and find something and send it for the next session. Okay. Astu. So as I was explaining, Charvaka also have Sashanam. Correct. Within our society, every aspect of society is governed by a certain code. How do you drink water? How do you eat food? Where do you eat food? Based on circumstances. And we generally, and a lot of problems occur when we compare the way we do things. You see. And situations also govern the way we do things. For instance, in the COVID time, eating away from others, cleaning your hand multiple times, staying clean was an aspect of importance. Before the COVID time, the same cleanliness was subjected to ridicule, where when the Hindu in the Bharatavarsha kept clean, it was untouchability. But the same thing was followed during COVID. And it was understood that keeping to yourself is the best form of protection. And our society to the dot followed it throughout. Even within family, nobody goes and touches each other. There is always a space. And that only a person who is brought up in such a society will understand what it is to be clean. We have certain societies who wash their feet before doing prayers. We have certain societies we bathe 3 times a day. So perspectives change based on how we deal with things. In the desert, you can't bathe, there is no water. In the mountains, if you bathe, you will die. So you have tapasvis who don't necessarily have to bathe. You can wipe your body. So situations govern how we do things. So if we were to accumulate all these situations, come to an understanding where, regardless of the situation, what is the commonality between all human beings that we can understand is that we all have a Jivatma within us. We study the Vishishtadvaita Siddhantam, and I will exclusively be using only the Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta as we explain the concept of Jivatma and Paramatma. Not Advaita, Shuddhadvaita, not Maya Advaita, not Dvaita. Achintya Bheda Bheda is very similar to Vishishtadvaita. There is not much difference. It's just an aspect of understanding the Siddhanta. Vishishtadvaita is saying Chitta, Achitta, Ishwaraha, Santi. And these are the 3. And Chitta and Achitta are the Vishesha of the Visheshan of Bhagavan. Like I have arms and legs. So the arms and legs define this entity as Devnarayan, Srinivas. Just like that, Chitta and Achitta, the arms and legs, the body parts of this enormous Ananta Tattvam called Bhagavat Tattvam. Hence, from the Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta, Advaitam iti Satyam. There is only one, and that is Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. You may call it by many names, but the Tattvam you must understand is that Param Tattvam. But it is not Nirguna, in the sense that after you recognize the self and recognize the entity, there won't just be Anandam and nothing else. There will be, we are within the Leela Vibhuti, and when we recognize ourselves to be the Jivatma, the Seshi Shesha Bhava with Paramatma, where we are the servants and he is that which receives the service. There is a sense of Dvaitam within that Advaitam, where I and he exist eternally for the merriment of one another. Essentially, the merriment of Bhagavan. And in the merriment of Bhagavan, there is merriment of the Jiva. There is Anandam within that Jiva because of the Anandam, the Ananta Anandam within the Paramatma. Hence, we as individual entities are Jivatma. Ananta Koti Jivatma are there. And these Jivatma, because of the actions performed by this Jivatma, forgets the Paramatma. Swamiji, Prabhu, you are not able to see? Your videos off.
Yeah, he turned it on.
Oh.
Give me 1 second. I was just trying to switch on my heater.
Astu. Karotu. Shaityam asti va tatra?
Yeah. Running a little cold today, that's all.
Mama. Atra api shaityam asti.
Aging up too. That's the reason.
So, Griha Anantaram Kinchit Gharma asti atra. Grihe Gharma asti. Bahya Shaityam asti. Astu. As I was saying, therefore, Ananta Koti Jivatma, because of their actions, are not able to recognize that they are individual entities which are to recognize that Paramatma. We are the Sesha, Sheshi, Bhava is there. They are not able to recognize it. Why are they not able to recognize? We have gone through this before. At least in the beginning, they should have known Bhagavan and they must have forgotten. But this is very important to recognize. We cannot say that there was a beginning. If we were to say that we were with Bhagavan before and we are not with Bhagavan anymore, then moksha will come into question. Then if we are again going to come away from Bhagavan, why not just stay here? It will be like Swargaloka, where you go to Swargaloka with punyam, and after your punya is exhausted, you must come back to the Mrityu-loka. So, this concept of us ever being with Bhagavan prior to coming here cannot be accepted. Because if we were to say so, then while going to Bhagavan, we will have to come away from him again. Therefore, we were never with Bhagavan. Yet there were some Jivatmas who were always with Bhagavan also, we can say. Us Jiva, based on the actions which have, there is no beginning to these actions that we have been performing, Punya and Papa. And we are being born again and again. Punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam. Punaha punaha bhavanti. Bhavitavan bhavishyati. It has always happened, it will always happen unless we recognize that Sashan Krida, which will allow us to come out of Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. What is that Sashan Krida which allows us to come away from Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam? That is Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. That is called Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma, through the establishment of the Chaturvarna and Chaturashrama Dharma, has established the 8 limbs upon which the Dharma stands, which is Sanatana, has always been and will always be. Using this Sashanam, we perform specific actions and avoid specific actions to come away from Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. And the best way to understand that is Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Why? Because in the name of Bhagavan only that Satyam is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Brahma is that Satyam. Brahma is the name of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma iti. Vigrahavan, Dharma Vigrahavan iti Ramaha eva bhavati. Kimartham? Ramasya nama. The name of Bhagavan eva is Dharma. Therefore, the name of this Bhagavan is enough for us to recognize Dharma because Satyam eva asti, Rama nama, Bhagavatasya nama Satyam eva bhavati. Bhagavan's name is true and true always. And therefore, by repeating the truth, we also recognize the truth. What is the truth? We are of that Paramatma. And Tattvatrayam was an exercise for us to recognize who is this Jivatma and who is this Paramatma and how should we attain that Paramatma. Essentially, or at least to recognize, because if you want to find something, you must know what it is. If I were to try and tell you to go and get an ox, unless you know what an ox is, you cannot go and get it. Then you give description of that ox. And therefore, description becomes necessary. That the hoof is split hooves, or is it a cow? It's split hooves, yeah, has horns, has a hump, if it is a Bharatiya, it's a breed. You see, give description of the tail which has hair at the tip only. Not the entire tail which is a hair like the horse. So you distinguish based on qualities. You see, distinguishing based on qualities allows you to recognize an entity. And therefore you can move towards that entity. And so guna is very important. And therefore we are saguna upasakas. Is nirguna also, our Ramabhadracharya Swamiji says that nirguna, the word is not necessarily referring to the lack of guna. It is referring to the existence of all gunas. Otherwise it would have been aguna. This is what he mentions. And that makes sense for us as well. That the existence of all gunas. And one of the gunas is the ability to not have any gunas. And if somebody is an upasaka of the nirguna, so be it. That must be true as well. Tat api satyam bhavati. Parantu, tat eva satyam bhavati tat vayam vaktum na shaknumaha. We cannot say that. And Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta uses the Saguna Brahman as the ultimate reality for us. Let's assume that there is a Saguna Brahman and there is Nirguna Brahman. And the Advaiti says, the Shuddha Advaiti or Yadyapi Maya Advaiti, he explains that yes, there is Saguna Brahma, but that is also Maya, there is Nirguna Brahma above it. Whether that is Maya or not, let's assume that is that is Maya Krit and the Nirguna Brahma is over the Maya Krit. Satyam. If we reach the Saguna Brahman, is it easier for us to reach the Nirguna Brahman from his point of view? Fine. We don't reach Nirguna Brahman directly, we take the second step. The Bhakta Jana, he does not want Nirguna Brahman, he wants the qualities of Bhagavan, he wants to bask in that. And for us, that is the highest. If somebody else thinks that the gunas are still bondages and he wants to have the experience of non-experience, then so be it, that must be true as well. So Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta explains that the highest Leela of Bhagavan, apart from the Leela Vibhuti here, which is Vikaraspada, meaning it changes, and it is Kshanika, it changes from one, it is only momentary. Correct? That is Nitya, Ananta. The Leela, the Tripad Vibhuti of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. And that is moksha for us. To be able to observe the Ananta gunas of Bhagavan and that guna which is also Ananta. Kartum akartum manyatha kartum sarva samartha ishvara bhavati chet nirguna api saguna bhavati. The concept of nirguna will also become saguna for us. And therefore, that saguna Brahman is who we are upasakas of. And whether it is nirguna or not, we will worship it. The nirguna is also as a guna, and that only gives us joy. To recognize this nirguna tattva of Bhagavan, we recognize ourselves the servant of this Saguna Brahman. We are in service of this Saguna Brahman. Because of our karma, avidya takes over. What does it mean? Avidya takes over karma. The moment you recognize yourself to be this body, when you sit in the sofa, you say, I am sitting on the sofa. And you experience yourself to be sitting on the sofa. That is avidya already. So what will the vidya do? Vidya will remove the avidya. It doesn't remove. What it does is when there is darkness and you shine the light, the darkness hasn't gone anywhere. You see, the darkness didn't go somewhere else. So when you ask, where did the avidya go? It doesn't go anywhere. When there is a dark room and you put the light on, it is bright now. Where is the darkness? It was as if the darkness never existed. We just forgot to put the light on. And therefore, putting the light on means what? To recognize that this Jivatma is of that Paramatma. However, the moment avidya comes, the kind of knowledge systems that can evolve out of that could be plentiful. And so the most rudimentary knowledge factor from avidya that comes is called asara shastra. Like the Charavak. Asara shastra. जिस शास्त्र का सार नहीं है.
Okay, asara shastra.
Asara shastra. Asad नहीं, asara. Asad becomes the third month.
No. Yeah. It's not ashada. It's
Asara. Saraheen. Asara Shastra. This Asara Shastra says that this body is the ultimate reality for us. And इस शरीर का ही पोषण करना हमारा सर्वप्रथम कर्तव्य अथवा सर्वोपरि कर्तव्य है. It is the most important. And then you have certain Shastra. What is the certain Shastras? Where Swarga Loka is important. You perform Vaidika karma, Vihita Nisheda karma. Based on the Vihita Nisheda karma, you attain Punyam and Papam. Based on the Punyam and Papam, you get Swarga, Narka. te tam bhuktva sarvaloke lokam vishalam iti. Bhagavan says, no? Te tam bhuktva sarvalokam vishalam shine punye martya lokam vishanti iti. In Bhagavad Gita, no? 9th chapter. So what is he saying? He is saying that compared to the earth, what we are doing, sarva lokam vishalam iti, lot of anandam is there as compared to the anandam that you are feeling here. So based on your karma, gatagatam kama kama labhante, based on that, but you still have to come back here again, isn't it? That is called alpasara shastra. There is sara in that. You perform punyam and papam, based on that you get sarga and narka. From asara shastram, we have moved one level up to alpasara shastra. This is what our acharyas say, Vaishnava acharya. Then you have, fine, the first they didn't even accept the existence of Atma. Atma bodha vina bhavati tatra. Tadanantaram, alpasara shastreshu, kinchit, Atma asti chet jananti. So if there is Atma, they know. Because only then you can go to Swarga Naraka. You're leaving the body here, so something else must be going. That must be the Atman. Then you have the Sara Shastram. That is, Atma is there, but all this is Anitya. Huh? Sarvam Anityam asti. So everything is Anitya, therefore there is no Anandam in this. The Anandam is very little. Even in Swarga Loka, the Anandam is very little. So what is Nitya? Atma is Nitya. So I must focus on the Atma. So Kaivalya Mukti hi Sara Shastra. So to know the self, to know the Atman, and usi Atma mein ramte hain. In that Atma only, that bliss they observe. But that Sara is also very little as compared to the Shastram of Bhagavad Anubhava.
So it won't come under Alpasara?
No, it comes under Sara Shastra because that is not Alpasara, that's Satyam. Purnataha Satyam. Anandam asti tatra. There is no bondage of avidya. There is no Maya there.
Oh, okay.
Once you are in the Sara Shastram, you don't have to go back into avidya ever again.
Once you go into Kaivalya Moksham, then you are not coming back. You have crossed Viraja. You are on the banks of Viraja, but not entered by.
No,
That's
what
how I see it.
my Swamiji has mentioned is, or what our Acharyas generally say is, Kaivalya, they don't reach Vaikuntham. They are content within themselves, so there is no need to reach anywhere anymore. But that Atma will never take form.
No, but the nuance of Saram and Alpasaram in the Kaivalya Moksham, that's the difference I'm trying to see. Like, what is the nuance there between
Alpasara means you are still bound by karma. Okay. Asara bound by karma. Kaivalya, you are not bound by karma anymore.
Okay, got it. Okay.
No karma. Only when you exhaust punyam and papam, you can attain Kaivalya. Then you have Saratar Shastram. When you recognize that you are Bhagavan's. So here you have Nyaya, no? Kapi Kishore Nyaya and Marjala Kishore Nyaya we mentioned. So when you have Kapi Kishore Nyaya, the baby is holding on, Kapi is the monkey, holding on to the mother. So the onus is on the Jivatma to attain Paramatma. You must hold on to Paramatma. Constantly say Ram, 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 Ram. I am saying it. It is me who is saying it. And therefore I will attain you. By the time I die, I am going to take care. I will do it. Bhagavan becomes the Upaya. That is called Saratar Shastram. Swagata Swikar Nishta Prapattihi iti. I will do it. Swagata Swikar Nishta Pravritti. Tat Pravritti Bhavati Chet Tat Prapatti Asti. If you have that pravritti of I will do it and I will attain you, as my upaya, that is called Saratar Shastram. Now, if you have Marjala Kishore Nyaya, just if you fall from the Saratar Shastram, in the sense, if you fall from the Swagata Swikara Nishtha, if that Nishtha is gone, suddenly, I'm not able to. Nishtha means what? So, when you're in suddenly great pain, you forget Bhagavan. Gone. What if you die at that time? You left him, now you have to be born again to catch him. You see? That is also tricky. So, you have the Paragata Swikara Nishtha Prapatti. Paragata. Meaning, even if I forget, you shouldn't forget. But this also has two parts. If I say that I am doing complete Sharanagati and you are taking care of me, you are the Upaya. But if I say that I have used Bhagavan as my Upaya, that is again Saratar Shastra. So what should you do? My Acharya is the medium through which the Upaya, that is Bhagavan, is being attained by this Jiva, this Dasa. And that is called Saratam Shastram. The Saratam, the Uchchakoti. Visheshatam Dharma. Asti kalu? Samanya Dharma, Vishesha Dharma, Visheshatar, and Visheshatam Dharma. Chatvari Bhrataraha. Rama, Lakshmana, Satrughna, and Bharata. They are pratik of this dharma, the four kinds of dharma. Samanya dharma is Rama, Vishesha dharma is Lakshmana, Visheshatar dharma is Bharata, and Visheshatam dharma is Satrughna. Because dasa anudasaha saha. Correct? Because it's the dasa of the dasa. That is the greatest of dharma for the upasaka of the Vaishnava Sampradaya. Sarvam Vaishnava eva. Everyone Vaishnava only. Some people recognize it, some people forget. But because Vaishnava jana to tene kahi pida padai jane. We know the pida padai everyone. Bhagavan only know everyone. Because we see Bhagavan in everything. Sarvam khalvidam brahma. Sarvam brahma eva bhavati. Ekam eva satyam. Ek only, he is only there. So everywhere Bhagavan was only there. So there is no, so we don't see anyone else. So Sarvam Vaishnava. Paradukhe upakara kare. Mana abhiman na jane re. Abhiman kimartham bhavitum shaknoti. Abhiman meaning I exist. The only sense of abhiman is acharya abhimana. That is Saratam Shastram, Tattvatrayam, and then Artha Panchaka is an embodiment of Saratam Shastram. Where we, through the grace of our Acharya, perform prapatti through him to attain that Bhagavan Sriman Narayana and that reality. That is Satyam.
So that answers your question of why Pancha Samskar. That is, you have to go through an Acharya to attain Bhagavan.
Because, why? I just mentioned why. I said why. Why Acharya?
Because you give up even that attaining or even surrendering part of it to your Acharya. He's doing it on your... You pose yourself as being... Not pose yourself, you are helpless. And you're giving that responsibility also to your Acharya to do it.
Because of this word, remember the word Upaya. You are using still Bhagavan as Upaya. As long as you're using Upaya, that means Ahamkara is there. Then if you can't surrender the Ahamkara, how can that Prapatti be the best form of Prapatti? Therefore, the Acharya, because of the Kripa of Bhagavan, is sent to you. Because of Bhagavan's Kripa and the Acharya's Asim Karuna to hold you and grab you. I am not doing any Upaya. Pancha Samskara, I am not getting Pancha Samskara done. Bhagavan has, through the Acharya, is pulling me through the Pancha Samskara. What can I do? I can't do anything. So, okay. I don't have the capacity to come away from Pancha Samskara because Bhagavan's Kripa is there and he's pulling me. Somebody has not done Pancha Samskara. Bhagavan, he still has a way to go. So his turn will come. That's the only thing. So upaya, we are not deciding the upaya. Huh? And in that light, we come to Artha Panchaka, the 5 wealths. And we will understand that. Sansarina chetanasya tattva jnanotpattayo pattayoj jivana samaye ujjivana samaye Artha Panchaka ज्ञानोत्पत्ति पत्तिर आवश्यकी किमर्थम संसारिणश्चेतनस्य फॉर चेतनात्मक जीवात्मा किमर्थम अचेतन तत्व is not attaining mukti. You see, for chetanasya, here chetana referring to human being because only human being can perform dharma. An elephant, apart from Gajendra of course, cannot perform sharanagati, does not have the capacity. He or she, that animal can only live by the prarabdha. Only bhoga vritti is there. Prarabdha bhoga vritti eva santi. Pashunam, with the pashu or any janvar, mrigaha. They don't have anything else. They cannot change their prarabdha. Whatever prarabdha they come with, bhogam bhavati. Parantu, viveka shakti of the manusya jivana can change prarabdha, can alter prarabdha. See, Sharanagati does not happen because of prarabdha. It happens in spite of it. Must understand that. Prarabdha is only an outcome of papam and punyam. You see. So good and bad, what happens, what does not happen is an outcome of what you have done, you will face it. Bhagavat Sharanagati or Bhagavat Kainkaryam, the ability to understand that I am doing for him regardless of anything, that feeling does not come as an outcome of punyam. Punyam may help, but sometimes punyam becomes a big bandhan. Why? Because punyam is holding you. Lot of wealth, you don't want to think of Bhagavan. You see. It is the grace of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana that we have this capacity to sit together and have a discourse. You see, you understand the concept. It materializes right in front of you. All we need to do is see it. And I say it multiple times as well. When Bhagavan Vishwarupa Darshana was happening, Divya Malyambaradharam, Divya Gandhanulepanam, Sarvascharya, Charachara Jagat, Sarvascharya Mayam, Devam Anantam Vishwato Mukham. Everywhere Bhagavan's Mukha. He didn't show it. Arjun was not seeing it. And now he saw it. Like a person who has the glasses, they're not able to see clearly. Then you put the glasses on and you can see. Even before you saw Swamiji's face like that only, no Matati. But when you put the glasses, like, aha, pimple. The pimple was already there. But then you put the glasses on and you can see it just like that. The moment Divya Chakshu happens, how? There is muck in front of the glasses called karma. You remove that karma, papa and punya. And once you remove that, there is clarity. And then you see what was already there. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Eko Ham Bahushyama. There is that one, he has become many. That's all you see. Correct. Therefore, this is already existing. We just have to see it. So, sansarinas chetanasya, in this samsara, in Tattvatrayam, he uses mumukshoho chetanasya, mokshat pattau tattvatraya jnanam apekshitam. Here he uses sansarinas chetanasya. Why? Because first he was referring to the mumukshu, those who want moksham. We will understand this. Now we have already established that those who are studying the series of Grantha are mumukshu. So now those who are within this sansarina, meaning sarati gachati iti samsara, that which is moving, and we are within that. And within that, chetanasya, tattva jnanotpattayo, Ujjivana, who want to understand Tattva, to better their life, better their existence. Samaye Artha Panchaka Jnanotpatti Patir Avashyaki. It is very important to understand this Artha Panchaka Jnana. That's how it starts. Artha Panchaka Jnanan Nama Swaswarupa Paraswarupa Purushartha Swarupo Upaya Swarupa Virodhi Swarupa Panam Yathatmya Jnanam. So we mentioned what is Yathatmya Jnanam iti. Yathartha Yathatmya Jnanam. Jnanani santi Trini Jnanani. Charcha Abhavat. We have done this before. So Ayathartha Jnana is thinking that I am the body. Yathartha Jnana is that I am the Atman. Yathatmya Jnana is I am of that Paramatman. Bhokta bhogyam preritaram chamatva iti Veda Anushasanam. Vedam kim uktavan? Kim vadati? What is Vedam saying always? Bhokta is the Jivatma. Bhogya Vastu is what? Paramatma. No, Bhogya Vastu is Achit, meaning this Prakriti. Bhokta and Bhogya. Based on our Bhogya, meaning that which is which can be which can be enjoyed. Bhogya Vastu. And the Prerita, who brings this together, is the Paramatma. So Chitta Ishvara is a Bhokta Bhogyam Preritaram Chamatva. This is Yathatmya Jnana, meaning that there is Paramatma and Jivatma is the servant of Paramatma. That is Yathatmya Jnana. So, to understand how the Jivatma is the servant of Paramatma, Artha Panchaka Jnanam Apekshitam. So there are 5 arthas here. Swaswarupa, Paraswarupa, Purushartha Swarupa, Upaya Swarupa, Virodhi Swarupa. What are they? Remember we talked about the classic, there is Prapyasya Brahmano Rupam, Praptuscha Pratyagatmanah, Prapti Upayam Phalam Prapti, Tatha Prapti Virodhicha, Vadanti Sakala Vedaha Setihasa Puranaka. मैं कौन हूं? यदि हमें किसी को जानना है तो हम कौन हैं वह जानना अनिवार्य है. सो प्राप्तुश्च प्रत्यगात्मनः वयम आत्मनः, we are the Atma. This Atma is understanding Paraswarupa, which is Paramatma. So Swaswarupa means Jivatma, Paraswarupa is Paramatma, Purushartha Swarupa. What do I want? मुझे किस चीज की चाहना करनी चाहिए? What should I want? किस चीज की प्राप्ति होनी चाहिए? Now, ये जीवात्मा को इस संसार से निकलने का प्रबंध किस प्रकार से, उपाय किस प्रकार से मिले? उपाय स्वरूप. Now, what is stopping this Jivatma from attaining this Paramatma, coming out of this Kala Chakra, Samsara Chakra? Virodhi Swarupa. So this is the Artha Panchaka. Swaswarupa, Paraswarupa, Upaya Swarupa, Purushartha Swarupa, and Virodhi Swarupa. एतेष्वे कैको विषयः पंचधा भवति. So these are each of them. Etashve kaiko, each of these Swaswarupa, Paraswarupa, Upaya, Virodhi and Purushartha, all each of them have 5. There are other 5 padartha under them. What are they? Swaswarupa Mityatma Swarupa Swarupam Uchyate. Swaswarup is Atma Swarupam. Tachatma Swarupan Nitya Mukta Baddha Kevala Mumukshu Bhedat Panchavidam. So So the Swaswarupa are 5, and we have discussed this before, so we'll just go through them. Nitya, Mukta, Baddha, Kevala, and Mumukshu. Panchavidham. Okay. And we will go through a little bit in depth slightly in the future. Okay. This is just giving an understanding of what the Artha Panchaka is about. Paraswarupam Paravyuha Vibhava Antaryamya Archavatara Bhedat Panchavidham. Paraswarupa is also Paravyuha Vibhava Antaryami and Archavatar. This also we have done. We'll do again?
Yeah.
We will do. Purushena Arthaniyaha of the Purusha, the Artha of the Purusha. Purusharthaha Sacha Dharmartha Kamat Manubhava Bhagavad Anubhave Bhava Bhedat Panchavidaha. So here the Purusharthas, the Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. The Moksha is divided into Atma Anubhava and Bhagavad Anubhava. And that is lawfully so, because Atma Anubhava is Kaivalya Mukti, Bhagavad Anubhava is what we refer to as Moksha. Yeah, Kaivalyapi Moksha eva asti, parantu sampurnataya na. Not fully is what our acharyas are saying. That is not the nectar. You know, apples, mango, Indian mango. There are ripe mangoes and the deliciously ripe mangoes. Both of them are sweet, but there is a huge difference between the Alfonso mango, which is just ready to eat, and any other mango which is ripe, but you could wait another 2-3 days, you see. That is the difference. There is anandam. But when you eat that mango, when it's just the right amount in the hot sun, you're sitting there cool, it's amazing. Just like that, anandam is like that, with Bhagavad Anubhavam. Upayancha karma jnana bhakti prapatyacharya vibhimana bhedat panchavidaha. Satyam. Upaya Swarupa also 5. Karma, through action. Jnana, knowledge. Bhakti, what we are all understand. Bhaja sevayam dhatu, service. Bhakti is referring to service. Seva dhatu se. Bhaja sevayam dhatu iti. प्रपत्ति, भगवान के शरण में भगवान ही उपाय हैं. एंड आचार्य अभिमान, आचार्य के प्रति अभिमान कहाँ रखें? हम प्रभु के हैं, प्रभु ही हमारे लिए आएंगे, तो हमारा अभिमान है ना. हमारा अभिमान, उसको भी त्याग कैसे सके? हाउ डू यू रिमूव दैट अभिमान also through आचार्य? I only can't do that. भगवान, आचार्य will do. Listen to him is all. आचार्य अभिमान. These are the 5. कर्म ज्ञान भक्ति प्रपत्याचार्य अभिमान भेदात पंचविदः. Then we have विरोधी. विरोधी च स्वस्वरूप विरोधी, परस्वरूप विरोधी, पुरुषार्थ विरोधी, उपाय विरोधी, तस्मात् प्राप्ति विरोधी चेति पंचविदः. So virodhi swarupa also 5. Swaswarupa virodhi, that which makes it difficult to understand the self. Paraswarupa virodhi, that which makes it difficult to understand the Paramatma. Purushartha swarup virodhi, that which we want, desires, we're finding it difficult to recognize. Purushartha swarup virodhi, what do you say? Upaya swarup virodhi, that which makes it difficult for us to use our upaya to get the end result. And then prapti virodhi, how to finally attain. To attain whatever we attain, what is stopping us from attaining? We may do everything. The upaya also, everything comes in place, but prapti is not happening. What is stopping? You see, when you're doing yoga, kundalini and so on. When you're doing all of that, everything is working, everything is fine. But finally from that Agya Chakra, Shushumna Chakra, Agya to Sahasra Chakra, not able to jump. The Prapti Virodhi, something is stopping. What is stopping? You need Acharya. That's, in the end, that Guru will tell you what to do, and somehow it will just jump, and suddenly Kaivalya Anubhava, Atma Anubhava Bhavati. Samadhi का तात्पर्य वही है ना? लोकाचार्याय गुरवे कृष्ण पाद से सुनवे संसार भोग संदृष्ट जीव जीवातवे नमः.